Hello everyone and welcome to another video. Today I wanted to introduce you to a new dev board which has just recently been released by Adafruit. It's programmable with their own CircuitPython or using the Arduino IDE. So this should give you a form factor size. It's very tiny. It's got various GPIO pins, analog and digital input outputs, and it's programmable over USB-C, as you can see there. So I urge you to check it out. It's QT-Py. So there you go, just has on the back there, if you can focus that. So I just wanted to make something very, very simple with it, because it does come with a programmable neopixel on board, and it's a very simple program to do it. So I figured, well, let's make something nice with the neopixel and try and incorporate some 3D prints. So here we go. I'll show you what I've got for you. Thank you very much. So here we go. First things first, this is where I purchased the board. Website called Pimoroni, which I'm sure lots of you will be familiar with. They have very close links to Adafruit, sell a lot of Adafruit products, so they're basically Adafruit UK, but they're independent. So here is the board, very nice price, £6.60 for this very capable little board, and you can read all about it here. All this information is taken directly from the Adafruit website. But it says here, look, we can use the Arduino IDE or CircuitPython to program this board. There is a little thing you have to do before you can use CircuitPython, but it's very simple. So if we just nip over to the Adafruit website here, so if you go into the Learn section, you find the Adafruit QT-Py, and then come down here to their CircuitPython section. So basically, as it explains here, they've created this download file here, which basically turns the board into a CircuitPython board, ready for you to just program straight away in CircuitPython. You save the Py file directly onto the board, and every time you fire it up, it runs. So the first thing we'd have to do is grab this file, which I've already done. So let's go ahead and plug the board in, see what we get first of all. There we go, we've plugged it in. It's called QT-Py_boot. So we're going to turn it into a CircuitPython device. So let's just get back to the drive view. Let's grab this Adafruit file that we grabbed before, and we'll just literally drop it over the top, and you'll see that the drive name magically changes to CircuitPy. And also the other thing that came along with this was this new code editor called Mu, which I've had a look at here. So it looks pretty simple, looks very similar to Idle or some of the others that you've used, Thony. So very simple. And this was the routine that I'm going to show you in a moment to take advantage of the neopixels. But you see here that the board is now in Adafruit mode, which basically just means that it does a lot of things in the background for you in order for you to just code in very simple CircuitPython without any headaches. You've got the various modes here, so you can write MicroPython for the BBC microbit. You can make a Pygame 0 machine out of it, or code on in Python 3. And like I mentioned before, you can use the Arduino IDE to program it as well. So we're going to stick with the CircuitPython for now, and just play around with the neopixels like I was saying to you before. So here we are. I shall go through this routine with you now. One thing I should mention as well, the Cutie Pie board needs a Py file with the name either code.py or main.py to run. That's the first file it's going to look for when you plug this board in. So that makes it just very easy. And here we go. Let's move on to the next part. Okay, so we have the Mu editor installed, and because at the moment we've only got the neopixels that we can play around with, we've got no sensors attached to the board, I figured let's do something where we can go through a decent set of RGB values and really cycle through some colours on that neopixel. But we can make it a lot more interesting, and like I said, incorporate some sort of 3D print element into this. So the idea I had was to take a nice photo of a landscape and see if we can't simulate the sun going down over the horizon. So first things first, I grabbed some RGB values of some colours that would make up a sunset. So if we just go into here, we can see the RGB values here for each of those colours. So essentially all we need is a routine to go from light to dark if it's sunset, just cycling through these colours. So yeah, let's give that a go. Okay, so here we are in the MU editor. It's all very simple code. I'm sure you've seen it all before. We import time, we import the board, and we import the neopixel class. So here, if you read up on the Adafruit website, you'll see how to use this. Basically, leads you by the hand all the way through it. So all we have here is a while routine which just runs forever. So all we're saying there is light that pixel up with those RGB values. Print the number 1 to the console just so we know it's on the first set of RGB values. That's for me. And then sleep for 2 seconds, move to the next one, show that it's the next light. So I've just labeled it 1A for simplicity, and so on and so forth. And that just keeps going through until it just cycles through all of these different colours. And as you may have guessed by now, these colours go from a very nice kind of bright red down to a dark purple, which simulates a sunset, or hopefully that is the case. So what I'll do now is I'll just show you that running on the board. But basically what we do, like I said, you'd save this in code.py and then just literally drag it into this CircuitPy folder, which is the board itself. So it goes into the root folder, and here we go. As long as that code.py is there, as soon as you plug it in, it will run. So I shall show you that right now. Okay, so here we go. We have the neopixel routine running. So going from the brightest colour, the red there, cycling through till it eventually reaches the dark purple. So what I've done is I've also switched on the serial editor, the serial monitor here, that you can see that it's printing out all the text that we told it to tell us which value of number we're on. Obviously you can't see it very well because they're focusing here. So let's there we go. So you can see them there. Look. So as you can see, there's just a very subtle change in those neopixels. Just the simulators going from the sun virtual on the horizon to almost straight back down again. So all we need now is a 3D printed lithophane of a nice landscape so that we can simulate the sun going down over the horizon, and it'll look great. So let's do that. Okay, so fast forward a few hours, I have printed this lithophane, which is just a landscape of a desert. Thought it was quite nice. Could simulate the sunset going over those mountains. I'm sure it'll look great. So this was a 3 or 4 hour print. I can't remember now. But yeah, just very simple desert view. So let's see how it looks with the neopixels. So here we have it. This is the final effect. So I'm having to hide under the bed here because it is daylight. So I tried to get as dark as possible. So I've just got the neopixel set up behind it as I showed you before. So that light is just running. So as soon as you plug it in, that's it. You'll get this effect. So here we go. The sun's about to set over the desert, over the mountains, and starting all over again. Here we go. Cycling through the red. The sun's just about to go down over the horizon. Getting lower and lower all the time. Just let that effect finish. So here we go, we're getting the purples. So the sun is really now starting to go down until it disappears over the horizon completely. And there we go. My simple neopixel horizon sunset build. Thank you very much for watching. Take care, and I hope you make something just as simple, just as similar. Bye for now.